Welcome to Create a Life That Is Beautiful TV. I am your host, Leticia Ringe, your life, purpose, and creativity coach. And today I'm answering the question, I don't fit in, how can I belong? This is such a great question and one that I don't take lightly. I understand how upsetting and serious it is when you feel like you don't belong, whether that's at your work or in your relationships or maybe culturally. Feeling like we don't fit in and that we don't belong is one of the hardest things for any of us, one of the hardest issues for any of us to be struggling with. I myself have experienced this feeling of not belonging through most of my life, and so it's something that I have a lot of personal experience with and have also made a lot of personal growth and transformation with. So the first thing to know about this is that rest assured that actually if you're feeling like you're not fitting in or not belonging, all the power is actually within your hands to change that. How exciting is that? So there will be situations when the people that we're trying to fit in with are not our cup of tea, that they don't maybe appreciate or value us or share the same interests, or maybe they're people who are really draining a lot of our energy. They might be toxic. We can find ourselves in these situations. But when we're experiencing over and over and over again this feeling that we're not belonging, this is a really, really, really valuable piece of information, a little bit of data to put in your back pocket, that actually this feeling of not belonging is coming from a deeper place. It's coming from inside yourself. This feeling of not belonging and maybe not even knowing who you really are. So we might change, for instance, our work environments because we feel like we just don't get on with the people that we work with. They just don't value us or understand us. That's something that I've definitely felt like in the past. But then what we'll find is that we'll move to other work environments and we will experience the same thing. And this is because the actual issue is that there is something within us that we're not accepting. So often when we're trying to fit in, this is actually us trying to give up parts of who we are in order to be liked by the other people around us. We as humans need to feel like we are truly standing in our authenticity, a word you've probably heard a lot about, but really it is about being able to stand in public or with other people as who we are, as a true representation of who we are, and therefore we feel like we belong. So it's actually got nothing to do with trying to fit in. Think about it for a moment. You might know someone who you just adore for their individuality, for their uniqueness, for their authenticity. You know that when they rock up, they are just truly being themselves. You are getting this unadulterated version of whoever they are. And so that is really attractive and magnetic to you. Sometimes they say things that annoy you. You don't share all of the same interests, but you are attracted to their authenticity. And so they go into these situations knowing that they do belong because they are showing up simply as themselves. And this makes your decision of who to hang out with so much easier, because if people don't like it, then they can choose to not partake in the relationship, not to join in. When you are a chameleon, which that was something that I was very great at. I was very great at being a chameleon, fitting into any social situation, but I wasn't truly being myself. And the big problem with all of that is it's not sustainable, and it leaves us feeling this really deep sense of actually not belonging, even though we are doing such a wonderful job at fitting in. So the antidote to this is that we need to start getting to know who we truly are. And so your action for this question of how to start to feel like you belong is to, whenever you're in a social situation and you feel yourself just, saying whatever it is at the top of your head, and you realize that, is that actually how I feel about this? Is that actually how I want to communicate on this topic? Is that actually how I want to be perceived? We've all experienced this little twang. Something's just not right. Your action is, when you notice these, to go home to your own space by yourself and ask yourself, what do I really think and feel on this topic? What is my truth? And then what's really fun is to start practicing actually sharing your truth when you're around others. Just saying whatever your actual opinion is. Just saying it for kicks. I wonder how people will react. It's a really fun little game to play with yourself. Let's just see how people react when I share with them what I actually feel, what my truth actually is. When I say, actually, no, I'm not interested in doing that. Let's see how people respond. But first, my beautiful friend, is that you need to know what your truth is. And so personally, I find that it's easier for me, rather than allowing those automatic sort of responses to go off and then being really upset and annoyed at myself that I hadn't just said what I truly felt, is to take note of it in the moment, go to your own space and really reflect on exactly how you feel. And then the next time you get asked something on this topic, or you're in a similar situation, you'll remember what your truth actually is, and then you can take the challenge of actually expressing it to the people around you. If you do this, if you start to look at where you aren't being true to yourself, you will start to feel a deeper sense of belonging. You need to be you. That is the most perfect person you can be. We're not all here to be carbon copies of of each other. We're here to show up and be ourselves. And that's how we contribute to our relationships in the best way possible. So enjoy getting to know yourself. And if you loved this video, please give it a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below any other questions you have on this topic. My heart to yours, I understand how you feel, and I'm so looking forward to you feeling a lot better when it comes to showing up as your beautiful self.
It's alright. Feels good.